wondering the other day how I got those aerial shots in the churchyard. Well, I use one of these. It's a quadcopter and it's got a little 2 megapixel camera underneath there, and that's how I got the shot. She thought that I'd climbed a building nearby. Me and climbing, not going to happen. But yeah, so that's what I did. I used a quadcopter. Now, when I saw the quality of the video that came from the quadcopter, I wasn't very impressed, but it was a cheap little quadcopter, and so I bought this. That's the reason I bought it. The idea is to strap this to the cheap quadcopter. This was a cheap little 4K camera. Strap it to the quadcopter and you get 4K video or whatever. So that was my idea, because some of these drones and quadcopters cost absolute fortune. But that's another story. If you're not interested in quadcopters and that kind of stuff and how I got these shots, then come back tomorrow, there'll be a different video. So this is the story of how a grown man learned to play with a children's toy and get an interesting shot. That's how it worked. Okay, so I bought this drone at Christmas for myself as a gift. Don't know why I bought it. I have no freaking clue. But I just I saw a deal on TV, and it was for 2 drones and a helicopter, and I thought, well, I always wanted a helicopter when I was a kid, you know, when I was a little kid. And I thought, well, midlife crisis? No, I'm too old to have a midlife crisis. I'll get these copters and see what happens. I'll give one to my son. It's now the 24th of January. The thing's still in the box, and my wife has just said go and fly it, because I really can't be bothered. So I thought, I don't know why I bought it. But you know, I'll go and fly it and see what happens. Might be a bit of fun. I've been watching the videos on YouTube, and God almighty, the amount of crashes, and these things are very, very flimsy. They're very, very flimsy indeed. So there's not a lot of strength in them. And then you find out about the law, the UK law with drones. You can't fly it anywhere near kids, animals, housing, roads. You can't, basically you can't fly it unless you've got an empty field somewhere. But yeah, I just got caught up in the freaking whole drone craze, you know. I'm as susceptible to marketing as anybody else, and all we've been hearing about is drones, and it allows everyone to drone on about it. Anyway, so I've got a drone. I'm going to go and fly it. I've had it for over a month. It's still in the box. So I thought, where am I going to fly this thing? Where can I fly it, you know, without causing mayhem, because I don't know how to fly the thing. So I need somewhere to train myself. Here we are, off-road. This is a Prius, it's not built for off-road, but you know, we'll give it a try. Well, this will do. It's a bit of open ground. Screw getting artistic, I just want to get the thing flying. I have no clue about, you know, I can get all these wonderful shots. Apparently you can do all this wonderful stuff, but you go for something wonderful to film, and I'm in Finland, which is like the most boring place on earth because it's flat as a pancake. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go and have a go at this this drone. There's the drone there. So the first thing I've got to do is I've got to pair this phone to this quadcopter, because this has its own wireless network, so it doesn't rely on GPS or anything like that. I've looked at where I'm going to be filming, and there's quite a few hazards, but I'm only going to be flying at about 4 or 5 feet there, and God knows what, there's a water feature over there. So the first thing you do is you pair the phone to the copter, and then you stick the phone on here, on this bracket, and you fly it with that. So that's how you do it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I found this table, and you need a level platform to calibrate the copter when you first start flying. And so I sat it on there, calibrated it, and took off, and crashed. Took off again, crashed, took off again, crashed. In total I crashed 36 times, and I've cut all that out so you don't have to watch that. I started then just bunny hopping around the field with it, just doing little short takeoff and landings, and trying to avoid the tree, trying to avoid the floor. And eventually I took off from the top of the car, cables, and just trying to get it, but you can see the thing's being buffeted all over the place, and there was virtually no wind, but it took a bit of a beating, but it was pretty quick. You get to control it pretty quick. Boing. Up. Then I just had to cut the power because it got about 10 feet off the floor very, very quickly. The thing's very fast. Boing. Boing. Yeah, so then I thought, okay, just keep it low, keep it slow, try and get the forward and backward movement going first, trying to figure out how to get it going backwards and forwards, and just gentle on the throttle, and it started to come right. Crashed. But you notice I'm crashing. Well, I'm not, I'm landing, but kind of under some form of control. But so I was just mostly landing. I only went upside down once. The rest of the time it was just landing on all four legs mostly, which was good. The ground was very boggy, as you can see, and I got covered in mud, big clobs of it on my feet. But it was getting there. I could tell that it was I was getting better at it just after a few minutes. So it really is, the problem is this finding places to fly. You can inspect power cables, you can do all kinds of weird stuff with these things that usually require ladders or scaffolding. So I can see a whole new industry being born here, and I'm just having fun with it. So I'm starting to get a bit more control over it, up and down. Up and down. That's the first thing. So first things first. Keep going. Trying to get a hover was pretty tricky with the wind. And there was, I mean, the wind was virtually non-existent, but it was just a little puff of wind, and it just went flying in the wrong direction. You can see I'm landing it, almost going up again over this reed bed. What's left of a reed bed. So that was after. Well, that was interesting. Got control of it after a while, but the slightest puff of wind, you're fighting it all the time. I mean, it's not a toy, this thing. Well, it is a toy compared to some of those big, like the DJIs and all that kind of stuff. This is like a pipsqueak, but pretty good. You've got to know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, so I crashed it umpteen times, but softly. Almost went into a ditch. That was exciting. But I got it under control in the end. I kind of, you know, but you're fighting the wind all the time because the thing's so light. But I suppose that's part of the deal. You know, the weather has an important bearing on flying. So it was a good test. I've had it for a month. It was a bit of fun. Well, it wasn't a total disaster. I got it flying, actually under some control. But the slightest puff of wind, and it's so light, just goes all over the place. But I managed to fly it, use both batteries, because you get two batteries with that thing, and you need them. You get about don't know, I'll check the time, but I think you get about 6 to 8 minutes flying time. So you can't really get higher with it or go. But it was interesting to see. Try and get your head around this three-dimensional space that you're flying in. That's the thing. It's quite challenging, which is good. Makes you think. And you have to think fast as well, because this thing actually shifts. I was flying it today on the first setting, which is only 25% power, but it can go like considerably faster than that. You can actually race this thing, obviously against the same type of thing, but same type of copter. But yeah, things come up very, very fast, and you have to remember to sort of slow down. If you want to go backwards, you've got to stop the forward momentum. If you want to go sideways, the other way, you know, you want to go left or right, you've got to stop the leftward. If you're going left, you've got to stop this leftward momentum first before you can come back right. So you have to plan ahead quite a bit to get the flight the way you want it. But it was okay, it was not bad. I only got it for a couple of shots. I just want a couple of shots that I want. And that's it really. Anyway, that was that. First flight accomplished without major trauma. It was okay. It was a bit of fun. I got full of mud